Hello everyone, Peter Zay back in with another How to Play. Today we're looking at how to play Dexikon, which is by Eagle Griffin Games and Andrew Rouse. As it says, in this game, you get a score pad, and you actually get 2 books on the rules, setup, and a gameplay, which is pretty cool, helpful. There's also some additional cards that I got, maybe an expansion, or to just alternate, I guess is what there is. Alternate rules, there's some M's and some Z's. We'll put those aside, those are for some variation. This is for 1 to 5 players, ages 8 and up, and it's part of their numbered series of games. This is number 5 apparently. Came out a few years ago, I do believe. And in this game, you get, what you're trying to do is spell words. I believe it's described here as well. Yes, you are, the aim of the game is to spell words to score points, and then you can either spend or bank those points, which is an interesting concept. In this game, you have a bunch of different cards here. I'm trying to pull them a little bit closer here. Just bear with me. Now you got these special cards. It says it's a special penalty. If you have multiple of these penalty cards, you can replace it with one of these. I think it's just, it says it's for balancing play. So I guess if too many people have these penalty cards and you need some more, you just replace some of the ones you have in your hand with those. I'll talk about that in a minute. What these penalties are. The penalties are, I guess I'll mention right now, each player is going to start off with 4, and they are with 0 points, and they can be whatever letter you want. But at the end of the game, you're going to lose 2 points for each penalty card that you have left in your hand. So during the game, you're going to want to get rid of some of them. Each player is going to start off with 10 cards. You're going to start off with those 4. You're also going to start with 2 each of the IOU, AT, and ES, and they can be used as any of these letters. And they'll cost 0. There are pools of those here as well. ES, IOU, AT, and the penalty cards. They all cost 0. But of course the penalty cards are going to penalize you at the end. And these cards, they're only worth 1 point. And that's what each player starts with. You also got this whole deck of different letters. Different letters have different costs and different abilities. For instance, the yellow cards, like this L, there's only 3 of them, I believe, cost you 3 points. They're worth 2. And it shows here, this is a response card. You use this to ignore all effects of an opponent's attack card. And you don't actually have to use the attacks. That's more for advanced gameplay if you want. These cards are kind of green and blue. Like the X costs 6. This is an action. You can discard from your draw deck and then return a card from your discard pile. So basically, you discard whatever cards you have in your hand into your discard pile, and you redraw. And then there's a cleanup of drawing 1 extra card. So you get to draw an extra card from here. For that one. They're all different. There's different types of cards. These orange cards are attack cards. Each opponent gains a penalty card if they do not already have one in their discard pile. The blue cards are action cards. You may gain a card that costs 0 and put it straight into play if you use that. The green cards are cleanup. You may return a card using this word. You can just get rid of it. And then these black cards, you can see these cost 6, at least this one does. This is an end of game bonus, really, or ability. You can return up the 2 cards you're not using in your last word. And these are all going to be in here. And what you're going to do is you're going to start off by shuffling these cards. These cards do have a linen finish, which you'd think would be nice. Unfortunately, I find that the cards are very clumpy and hard to spread out and separate. It's a common theme for some reason with Eagle Griffin games. I wish they would print with slightly better quality, or maybe I just need to break them in more, use them more, and they won't be so bad. I don't know. Anyway. And you have 2 free copies of each letter in the pool card deck here. And not only does this tell you how many points it is, but it also tells you how many more of these there are in there. So there's 4 more to Q's, 2 more Y's, 3 more V's. It's also the point total, which is kind of cool. So he's set up the deck here. Each player, you get 6 cards face up in this pool, shared pool that everyone can go to. You're gonna have these all set up here. These all cost nothing, so you can get them at any time. Essentially, these players are gonna shuffle up the decks to start, obviously. Now there is a special rule that you can use for kids, younger players, or anyone whose native language is not English. That is, you can replace 1 or more of your penalty cards with these purple special penalty cards, is what those are for. Which are slightly more powerful than regular penalties and helps those players be more competitive. Interesting. I'm not really sure how that works, but it's there if you need. So, you gotta start. Sometimes instructions could be more clear than they are, as I just look at these. There you go. So each player is you're gonna start off by drawing 6 cards. And then you're going to try to make a word using these. Let's say I make sheet, like a sheet of paper. I used 5 of my cards, so this one is just going to be discarded. S-H-E-E-T, in case you wonder what I spelled. Sheet of paper. And, of course, each player is also going to get a score pad. And then, what you're going to do is, now, you have the ability to do what I was mentioning before. You can bank this, or you can spend it. Spending the points, I got 1, 2, 3 points. Spending those points lets me buy one of these cards. And I can get as many cards as I want. I can get some of these cards I can get penalty cards that are 0. I can get 3 more of these if I want, since they're 1. I can get anything over here that costs 3, like the R is the one I can get right now, or I can get the N and maybe one of these. It's really up to you what you do. Now, since you're only starting off with low value cards, you're going to want to spend these in order to buy higher value cards. But the other thing you can do is you can bank points, because that is what's going to count at the end of the game. So I already had a word here from yesterday, free. If I want to, because at the end of the game, whoever has banked the most points is going to win the game. If you want to, every round, you can bank a word and end the game really quickly. Or you can continue the deck building aspect of the game. Just continue adding letters, banking a word every now and then, and taking a little bit more time to play the game. The thing is, if I bank this, it's got 3 points. I will only get half of that to spend, and it's going to be rounded down, so I would only get 1 point to spend, which means I can get another ES or AT, an IOU. I can get more penalty cards if I want. But if I don't bank it, I get to spend the full value of 3. So let's say I already banked the word here. We'll just say I banked that was 1 point. And so I'm not going to bank this one. I'm going to spend the points, and I'm going to get the R. So I'm going to take this R and all of these cards, and any cards I still have left in my hand, put them in my discard pile. And then I'm going to draw back up to 6. Since I don't have enough, I get to shuffle this up and draw back up to 6. And now it's going to be my opponent's turn. They're going to draw 6 cards from theirs, and they're going to spell a word. And you're going to refill this as well, I forgot. And they're going to spell a word here. Which is going to be difficult considering the cards that they got, I suppose. I just say they spell trail. They get 2 points, so maybe they get the N instead of banking the word, and they'll discard those. And we'll add a new letter, and they're going to redraw 6 cards, and you're going to go back and forth like this. Once a player has filled up this with banked words, the game will come to an end. And as you're going to continue the game as well, you're going to have the cards like this one that have accents and abilities. So you're going to break down your turn into 6 phases. You're going to play out your cards and spell your word and declare that word. Then you're going to resolve any attack cards and action cards. Refresh the pool as needed, and use your points to buy at least 1 card. So you have to buy at least 1 card on your turn, whether you're banking your points or not. Of course, you can always get these 0 cost or 1 cost, so that's always good. Then you're going to do the cleanup. And actually, the second part here, the third part, is resolving attack cards. So if you have an attack card, you're going to do that. So if I had this V in my word, I would do that. Each opponent would have to take a penalty card. The last thing we're going to do, you get play cards, declare your word, resolve your attacks, refresh the pool, use your points to buy a card, and then the last thing you do is clean up, and that is where you're going to do your action cards and your cleanup cards. Draw 1 extra card, so I get to draw 1 extra card. So instead of having 6 cards, I would have 7. And the action here is that you may return a card from your hand, so I can also return a card from my hand. And it says may, not you must, but you may. So that's basically how the game is played. You're going to continue, like I said. Once a person has banked 7 words or more, the game is over. And what you're going to do is you're going to get to go through every card you've collected, and you're going to get to spell 1 final word. including any cards you have in your hand, in your discard, and your draw deck. And you're going to count up the points totals. And that last word can resolve any of the effects of the B cards in your deck, which, we won't worry about, but yeah, it is what it is. So then you're going to score, you're going to add up the values of the 5 highest scoring words that you made, that you banked. So you're going to look at this list, look at the 5 highest scoring words that you made. You're going to add them up. You're going to add up the points for your last word, any bonus points you get, and then subtract your penalties, which are going to be worth 2 points each at the end of the game. So if you have 5 of them, you're going to lose 10 points. Whoever has the most points wins. Pretty straightforward game. So it's a nice game. It's fun, I think. It's word building and deck building all combined into one, which works. I like it. Comment, like, subscribe, what you think. We'll see you next time for more. Thanks for watching. That is Dexikon. Go check it out.